join me or while people are joining in, welcome in. This is GYPSY Roots Tarot, and I did say I was putting my travel back in, so I will be changing that back. But nonetheless, this is Sunday. This is our time to come together on Sundays and to give each other more gas for the coming week. And yeah, stay prayed up and stay in the knowing, right? Also being grateful. Today is about being grateful and about coming together to be able to guide one another and to pray for one another and to lend energy to one another. So we're going to start with today's prayer. I did it backwards. It's okay. It's okay. Bloopers are fine. So today's prayer. Submit to God and be at peace with Him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. Job 22:21. Okay? So, wow, what does that mean to me as a person? Sometimes I want things to go fast, or I want things my way. And sometimes I feel like God, may not be listening, right? I'm giving an example. God, you're not listening, because if you were, you'd be giving me the things I want a lot faster. Sometimes God is slow to answer, and sometimes God answers things, randomly quickly. But in those times, you have to stay in the knowing that those are the times that God wants something for you and knows that that would possibly make things better for you or make you happy, right? But in a good way, in a positive way. But sometimes when God keeps things from us, it's because there's no positives to be had. Literally, there are no positives to be had. So that's what happens. And so He doesn't give us what our heart's desire is. Nonetheless, that's Job's 22:21. Submit to God and be at peace with Him. Let's see what our tarot wants to tell us for the week, guys. See what we're going to see with the tarot, which is our Weight Rider deck. It's the first one we're going to start with. And let's see what happens. And I'm not exactly sure. I hope I didn't do it again like last week. There you go. Thank you. As I was saying it, thank you for whoever came in. Ooh, I just saw the devil, guys. I don't know if you saw the short I posted. I posted it for a reason. Because energy is real, and after all, that's all we are, is energies, right? We come in filled with energy. Hi, Bride. Is it Bryden? Hi there. And then when we leave, we go back into pure energy. Hi, everyone. So because of that, I wanted to show you how Chi works. And I was mixing spices. I do that sometimes so I don't have to, a dash of this, a dash of that when I'm cooking. And those things just did not want to let go of my energy. So I hope you got to see that short on Chi. What's coming to us, when I say us as Libras, because I'm a Libra as well. Hi there, how are you doing? Is it Lee Palacio? I'm sorry, I was trying to say that all together. How are you doing? Ooh, come on now. Let's not start like that, guys. Someone's already feeling in the energy of the 5 of coins, but something's going to come up. Something will happen that's in the positive with the 2 of cups. Look at that. Told you. Told you. So whatever it is that was last week's energy, guys, leave it in the past. That was last week. That was the past. So if you're feeling like, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, last week was horrible, especially at work or maybe with a coworker or with a boss. Last week was last week. Look at the total difference. You go from a 5 to a 9. So total difference in energy. Don't drag last week's energy into this week, okay, guys? Don't do it. Yes, I did. I said hi to you, Lee. You have the King of, I almost said the King of Cups. You have the King of Swords energy. That person seems very confused. King of Swords energy is coming through as a very confused energy. I told you it is in reference to money or work, guys. Be very careful with someone at work. Be very, very careful. You stay in this energy of the Queen of Cups, male or female, it doesn't matter. Hi, blessings to you too, Alpha. How are you doing? Again, what is my job? I'm putting myself as an example. What is my job at work? Is my job to go in and fight with people even if they're wrong? Is my job to prove them wrong? Not necessarily. My job is to do the best job I can and to just keep my nose clean, as they say. I think that you're going to get something working in your favor soon, because look, you went from the 9 to the 10. To the 10. Somebody does have their eye on you at work. That's to be sure. You have the Sun card. Wow, you have the Sun energy, but you will have to make a choice, guys. There's a choice that needs to be made soon. And that is going to be, oh my gosh, the buildup is going to make you feel filled with pleasure and pressure. Pleasure because you're going to get something positive out of this. Pressure because, oh my gosh, it's not going to be something that you're going to expect. So just be careful with that. Yeah, we're not going to be giving towards anything financially, but we will send prayers your way. How about that? The World. So again, guys, I'm telling you, the things that you're going to gain with feeling the discomfort temporarily is going to be worth it. So just stick with it, stick around, things will change. Again, you're going to feel under pressure. We're from the 9 to the 10 with the wands. Be very, very careful, guys, because it looks like you may have a frenemy or an enemy in your midst. Hi, Craig. How are you doing? Is it Craig? Yeah. Hi, Craig. How are you? So be careful. Be careful. I feel like you feel overwhelmed this week. Don't drag energies towards you. If it doesn't belong to you, don't drag them towards you, okay? Or you feel like there's lies going on behind your back in reference to your work, something in reference to your work. Look at that, the 7 of Swords, sneaky energies. Then you have the 10 of Swords, secrets. Secrets, secrets. You're trying to put secrets to rest. You're trying to put people that are talking bad behind your back to rest. You have the Ace of Wands. That's in your favor, okay? You will be happy with the outcome, guys. I said the King of Cups, here he is. This King of Cups, though, things are moving really, really slow with this King of Cups. And sometimes you feel betrayed by this King of Cups, but they are trying to help you with the 6 of Coins. They do feel that you are an Empress or that you are in Empress status. And again, I always tell you guys, it doesn't matter whether you are a male or female. That is not what the cards are about. If it was a one-on-one reading, it would be more pinpointed. But because it is a general reading, sometimes you're going to come out as a male or female energy-wise, my Libras. Hi, pretty. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Something's coming in really, really fast here. Really, really fast. With the 8 of Wands. Something from your past, though. Something from your past. And it could be a Queen of Wands. Choices needing to be made. Again, with the choices, the decisions. Something is put on hold for you. And we see an Emperor who you're trying to be strong towards, against, or for. Take it however it resonates with you. Looking like you're either wanting to take a trip, guys, or you're wanting to go somewhere else. You have really good luck at this time with the Star card. And we have both the female and the male version of Libra or air sign, wherever you fit in there. I feel like calming things down, taking the temperature, you know, in the room. And if it's hot, lowering that temperature, because I see that there is a meeting of the minds here, but not necessarily for a good thing or good reasoning. I mean to say that while you're battling somebody, somebody's battling you at that same level. Be careful with that, because sometimes, and it does feel like it's at work, sometimes we can talk ourselves out of a job. Judgment coming very swiftly with the Knight of Swords there. And there is a walking away or a coming and going of a situation because you feel very tested here. But things are up in the air. That's why I'm telling you, don't allow anybody to force you into making decisions, especially at work this week coming, to where you feel like I have no choice but to do this, or I have no choice but to do that. Hi, honey. How are you doing? Is it Chlorine? How are you doing? So here we go with the Ace of Swords. Yes, you have your truths to speak for you, and they speak for themselves. Here we go with the Magician. Five of Cups. It's like I hear somebody saying, I want things to go my way. I try to make them go this way, but they go that way. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. You're right. Even the cards are showing there's no reason for all of this to be happening, but things are at odds with the Two of Wands. And I know this reading sounds like it's all over the place, because it is. You do have Justice coming in with another person that I feel is in a higher position with the King of Pentacles there. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of confusion in all of the mix of this energy. I do see an offer here made to you, though, because you're also coming in as the Queen of Coins. But you may not, and I said may on purpose. You may not like what is being offered. The Five of Wands there. Tales to be told, meaning there's been a lot of talk and speculation concerning you at work. Ace of Cups. We have the King of Wands, who does vouch for you and speaks for you with the Hierophant very well. They speak about you very well, and how you do have patience, how you are calm, and how you are helpful. But the Devil is bringing in, stirring in some spice there. You know, have you ever eaten food, collective? Have you, Libras, where you're eating some food and you bite into it, it looks really delicious, but then once you bite into it and you're about to swallow, ooh, that's some hot food right there. And I don't mean hot, I mean hot spicy. So I think that you have been placed in the energy of a lot of gossip. You have been placed in the energy of a lot of people talking about you. You've been placed in the energy of they want to see if they can get you to snap. And when I say snap, I'm not talking about the loony bin. I'm talking about snap and say too much, or argue, or fight, or say things that are not good, because that is what they're wanting to get you to do with this Devil energy. But I do see the Death card there. Again, the Chariot. With the Chariot, be careful. If you're not looking for a fight with someone, hi, is it Vontago Smith? Hi, how are you? If you're not looking for a fight with someone, be careful. I do see that you could win the fight. You have the Ten of Cups there, but that's not the issue. Lots and lots of talk. But it does look like either you will be given another type of opportunity at work. Something's going to happen to where you're going to come out ahead. But it looks like it would take, for some of you, even a departmental move or a position move. Something with that ace, with the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Here you get the Five of Swords. And with the Five of Swords, I always tell people, especially in the traditional Weight Rider deck, only one person can win. Only one. And it looks like you. It looks like you. So if you decide not to stay with the business, the company, the job, wherever you're making your money, it does look like more things on the horizon come, but it might be with more stress. So be careful that you don't talk yourself out of a job, or talk so well speak so well on your own behalf that you end up being put in another position that forces you to do more work or forces you to do heavier work to where you're more tired or more volume, something. Be careful, because the Hermit is coming out there. There are, the Wheel of Fortune is telling me there are fortunes to be had for some of you. For some of you, maybe you're nearing retirement, and so go that route. If you know that it's going to spoil something for you, sometimes it is easier to say nothing than to speak up on your behalf, and then you end up saying too much. Be careful with that. Page of Cups. People do like you, and you get a Tower moment. The Tower moment does split some funds or opportunities for you. And you may be better off going to another department or another area or another job. You're going to feel bittersweet about this with the Three of Swords there, but they're asking you just to have patience. Patience, patience. I know. Easier said than done, right? You do have the Four of Wands coming towards you. And you have the Page of Pentacles with some financial blessings there. But you also have spying. So I'm telling you, for some of you, it's if you were having a hard time at work and you've been thinking to yourself, am I imagining things? Is it something that I'm imagining? You know, God, maybe sometimes I think somebody's against me and they're not. No, they are against you. They are against you. Most definitely they are against you. You're not imagining things. If you feel like people are doing things to you to mess you up, to make you fall, oh no, they're doing it. They're doing it because Spirit just confirmed that. So you're not, what's the word? You're not being overly suspicious of people. You're not being exaggeratory. You're not exaggerating, guys. It's happening. Okay, Light Seers deck. Anything else you'd like to tell us, or if you'd like to go in a different direction, Spirit, for the message of today, that would be great. So I don't want anybody to miss out on anything that they should have information-wise to help you navigate your week. Although I don't care for this reading, I will tell you, the energy is that of people that are conceited, people that are... they don't like you, to put it plain and simple. They don't like you at work. They want to get rid of you, or they want to have others get rid of you. They want others to have to do the dirty work for them. All right. Ooh, I'm telling you, you're coming out as the Queen of Cups energy today. And I do apologize, but I realized today when I was mixing those spices, that my energy just pulls. I have a lot of electromagnetic energy. You know, some people would call it static electricity. And so my hair is always moving around because of that. So I fix it and it moves, and I fix it and it moves. So sorry, guys. But nonetheless, you are coming out as the Queen of Cups. And the reason you're coming out as the Queen of Cups is because emotionally you are very intelligent. You're a very sweet person. You don't go around trying to trip people up. You don't go to work to see how you can mess people up. You go to work. Again, there's the offer there with the Knight of Cups. So let's see what's coming. Eight of Wands came out again, guys. Something's happening quickly for you. I told you it is in reference to your work. Four of Coins there. Seven of Coins. So even though some of you feel like nothing's moving, I don't even think they appreciate my work, etc., there's a lot of growth beneath. I'm going to show it to you again. See that? Those are the roots. There's a lot of growth and potential that you don't see because you're too busy trying to battle the dragon. And this is not even a good dragon. This is a bad dragon that's a man-eating dragon that all they want to do is devour the people that are good and that are wanting to just shine in their own right. Right? You're doing your work. You want to shine. But you always feel like those daggers that are usually in the Three of Swords, and it's coming out again, the Three of Swords, guys. You always feel like those the moment you turn around, they may be nice to you, they may be saying niceties to your face, but then the moment you turn around, those daggers are in your back. And that's the way you're feeling. And I'm here to tell you, you're not exaggerating. It's not everyone at work, so let's not go there. But as that saying goes, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. And so there are bad apples at your workplace that are trying to get you out or are trying to trip you up so you can get yourself out. So be careful with that. You have the 3 here signaling with those lights. It's the 3 of Pentacles, but the lights are cautioning you. It's like a slow go, because if you notice, the green light is on the bottom. So yellow with caution. Use your words, use your words, use your words with caution, okay? Choose your words. With red, stop your words. Sometimes it's not going to be in your favor. It's not going to be in your favor even if you can talk your way out of it, or even if you can explain what has been happening or why you feel that you're being cut off at your feet, at your legs. Okay, by someone's trying to set you up for failure. But sometimes it's better not to say much and just to let them fall in their own trap. Here we have the Emperor, so you may be speaking soon to someone of authority. Here you have the Queen of Coins yet again, representing you. I'm telling you, there are changes that are happening. You just cannot see them right now. 9 of Cups. You do end up happily in whatever it is at work. There are secrets, or possibly the secrets are that they're not saying things out loud. What plans they have for you, what situations, oh my God, what situations are going on behind the scenes to maybe move a few people, or to bring in a few people, or even how or where to place you. But do you see that again? The King of Swords is coming out again. And that King of Swords is coming out right behind the secrets. So again, this person, I really do believe, is telling lies. They act like they're for you, but they're not. Okay, that's the Page of Cups. Oh, I like Libra, fine. Oh, Libra's this, that, or the other. Oh, Libra's the best thing since, sliced bread, as I always say. But in reality, what they hold in their heart is not that. See that? 8 of Swords. They're feeling some kind of way because when they're approached by people, they have to behave or speak as if they're pro you. They're in favor of whatever it is that you're doing, Libra, because after all, you bring so much to the table. But in reality, it is not that way. They're just playing, I guess, a part in a scene, okay? Hi, honey. Thank you for coming. Is it Kaiser? How are you doing? How are you? Thank you for that. This person's not well. This person's not well. I'm going to say it again because it's making me laugh. Spirit is saying this person is not well. This person that's lying on your name at work, they're doing it, but they're also not well from their head. Something's going on there. Why they feel like they have to have a superiority complex where you are concerned. And it's not just you. They're telling me anybody that looks like you, or anybody that acts like you, anybody they can't control. They have this complex because I've got to squash the Libra. I've just got to squash the Libra. But here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So let's see if it's an ending or a beginning. They're telling you to have strength, my dears. They're telling you to have strength. Sometimes you have to be the lion and sometimes you have to be the lamb. So you're going to have strength this week coming. You're going to have to tell yourself, hi, AE, how are you doing? You're going to have the strength to know when to be the lion and when to be the lamb. When to be the lion and when to be the lamb. When do I speak up for myself and be bold? And when do I just be quiet and don't say anything? I had already for this last week, 2 of Wands. I had already said to myself that this is the tail end of the year. We're already going into another year. I refuse to go into a new year with the same attitude as before. If you want to talk crazy to me, you're going to be the only one talking, I promise you, because I'm not going to buy into your craziness. And a lot of people, they don't grow, Libra. They don't grow. And every year, every day of your life that you have breath in your lungs, you should be growing in one way, shape, or another. Either you learn something good or bad from every person that comes into your life, or you don't. What I tend to do is I take things in. I'm a people observer. I'm a people watcher. So when I'm around people, what I like to do for myself, for my own behalf, is I watch people. And what I want to know about you is, are you a good person or a bad person? Is what you say a bunch of BS, bogus shenanigans? Or are you a person that tries to spread kindness and care throughout the world by helping others, even at work, right? There are people like that. There are people that they know more than you and they want to hoard that information because their feelings, like this person that's coming out, is if you know more, if you're looked at upon as knowing more, having more information, having more education, having more knowledge, then you're a threat. So how shallow is that person? How shallow is the person because they can't stand to have anybody around them that is smarter than they are? That's pretty messed up, because in the world, there's always going to be a bigger fish out there. I don't know everything there is to know in the world. Every day I learn something new. But those are the kind of people that if they have knowledge, they hoard it and don't want to teach it to others because they might take my job. They might take my job. Yeah, they might take something, but it's not your job, because if you were so secure in your job, in your position, in your person, nobody could take it from you. Judgment is coming out again. People are bored. Some people are bored. They're bored. They don't have anything better to do. But here comes the Chariot again. Oh my gosh, moving things along. You got Judgment, now you have Justice. They're telling me, look at this card again. See that? People present themselves as one way, but they're really not. Be careful, be careful, be careful. There's people trying to trip you up. Be careful. Seven of Swords, as I said, trip you up. We all know that the Seven of Swords is someone that's sneaky, someone who's always making plans in their head, making plans. Be careful. I don't know why they don't like you, Libra, except that they think that if you grow, you probably grow beyond them. But that's so silly. So silly. You see the Empress? Oh, wow. Let's see what the Empress is about. Information coming towards you, and you're going to finally feel like you can rest. Like, oh, lots of cards fell. I'm not getting those because I just had a feeling like dirty energy, and I've never had that feeling before. Hi, is it Nicola? How are you doing? Hi, from Liverpool. How are you doing? I don't know. All of a sudden, I felt dirty energy. Don't pick it up. Dirty energy. I don't know what that's about, Libra, but dirty energy. Don't go towards it. It could also mean, because this is what I'm getting for Spirit, when you're fighting with words, with the intellect, don't go to people's levels. It's dirty. One and only, hi, how are you doing? Can I move my hair? Yeah, my hair is in the way, I know. Don't go down to their level. It's dirty. It's dirty pool. Don't go down to their level, because they want you to. They want you to do that. That's the only way you can lose right now, is by going down to their level. Dirty pool. Don't do that. Okay, the Sun is coming out with the Empress. Things are going to end. For some of you, you're going to have some sorrow in your life, and I'm sorry for that. I really, truly am. You are going to get notifications. You're going to get some news. But also for others, and I like this, for others, love is coming. An energy of love, a shift in the air where love is concerned. Love is coming your way. You feel, for some of you, you felt like it's never coming. It never gets here. Never gets here. But Spirit has wanted some of you to be alone. Not to be alone like, oh, you're alone, you're supposed to be alone, and you're always going to be alone. It's not that kind of alone. It's more like alone with your thoughts, alone with your growth, your personal growth, alone with your connection to God. Hi there. Hi, Princess Erica. How are you doing? Yeah, there's a lot of sorrow there. But at the same time, don't let that sorrow seep in. Don't let the sorrow seep in, because God is not wanting you to be alone. It's, how should I put this? Anytime, at least this has been my experience, guys, anytime that I have a level up in energy, and I'm talking about the supernatural, the metaphysics, anytime that I've elevated, not only do I go through the elevation symptoms, but at the end of that, I come out with more enlightenment, more reasoning, more good judgment, okay? Wisdom of the hermit. So don't look at it as a punishment. I'm alone, I'm lonely, I'm depressed, etc. Hi, Amanda. Don't be that way. Don't think that way. It's to give you more enlightenment, more ability to discern. Because when you're, no, I'm not a doctor, disclosure. When you have depression, let's say if you buy into, oh, I'm alone, I'm lonely, etc., you get into this depression, into this darkness. And when that darkness comes, your thought processes are dull and not fast, not quick. And you start believing that you're supposed to be alone, that God doesn't want anything positive for you or doesn't want a partner for you. No, none of that. God actually does want a partner for you, because it's showing that with the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. It's that you've been put on hold for that, for some of you, because there's inner work that has to be done. And another person in your life might interfere with that work. And then if they interfere, you won't level up. And your leveling up is not only helping you, Libra. When you level up, that actually helps others that are around you that are not as enlightened as you. And that's why it happens. It doesn't just happen for yourself. I'm always telling you guys, when we are doing our meditation, the 3-minute meditation that we do at the end of the readings, I always tell you, whatever it is that we're growing for you, that you want for yourself, has to bless you and one other person at least. So think about it that way, that when you become more enlightened, it not only helps you, but it helps others when they're speaking to you. I've had a lot of instances in my life, for example, where younger people have come, even older people than I have come to me, and I've been able to counsel them, because I've had those moments of enlightenment where I get to reflect, right? And I get to grow, because I'm one with Spirit. You will see in the end, they're telling me, it would be worth the effort. It'll be worth the being put aside from people for a minute so that you can grow. I promise you that. Do you see the growth afterwards? Because this is where you sat, and this is where you will be. And you can even see the dove, the Holy Spirit there, blessing you with all the 9 of Pentacles, all the coins that are thereafter. Because for some of you, you might be watching me and you might be someone like myself, a seer. Hi there. My thoughts on Jesus is that he is our Lord and our Savior, and that you should cleave to him at every moment, and that he's the only one that can heal you, along with Archangel Raphael, which works under him. My thoughts on Jesus are that you should walk with him daily. You should talk to him. My thoughts on Jesus are that he may have come in human form, but he is not a human being. Neither really are you all, especially those that came here with a mission or on a mission. And that's another reason, a good segue, of why you've been put apart at times where you haven't had a partner. It's not because you're not meant to have a partner or have what we call human companionship. It's because you have other things to do, and sometimes you've placed human relationships over having that connection. And remember what I told you about that silver cord that even the Bible talks about. That's your connection to God, to Christ. That is your connection. That's your way of typing it in, putting in the numbers, or having Siri say, hey, God. Oh, okay, there's your connection. Calling God. The issue is when we walk away or when we allow that to fade into the background because we're so busy trying to collect people. That is when the Lord is my shepherd. That's my favorite one. That is the hardest thing, is how do you go about asking God for what you need or want when you don't have the connection with him, when you forget him on a daily basis until you need him. That's my take on Jesus. How about that? Let's get back to the reading. So, Ace of Cups. Remember, there is profane love and there's divine love. The divine love is going to come when Source wants it to come to you. When Source wants someone for you, the way you meet this person is going to be miraculous. You won't even have to go look for this person. And I always kid with you guys, those that want to have a relationship, don't just be sitting at home and thinking what the mailman or the trash man or the Amazon guy is the one for you. It might be. It might very well be. But you have to go out into the world if you actually want to meet people. Luckily for me, I'm happy with you guys. I'm happy with my work. And I'm happy with my connection to Source. So I don't feel alone. Now, do I have to lie to you and tell you I've never felt alone? No, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I used to hate the sound of my own voice. I used to hate the silence. But now when I get off of work, I'm so happy. It's just me in my bed. I get to lay there. I get to watch whatever shows I get to watch. And when I say shows, believe it or not, I don't watch regular TV, guys. It hasn't called to me in a while because it's all about the drama of this person sleeping with that person and this person hating that one and the plot about how I'm going to kill this one or how am I going to steal money. And so it doesn't really call to me. I tend to watch a lot of old movies, sometimes black and whites, but mostly period movies. And I like to watch things of where there could be a possibility of a twist in fate where something positive happens, even if the positive is walking away from the very person that you love or in love with, because you're walking away to have a better life. Because something snapped within you, a light came on, and suddenly you realized, I don't need this person. They weigh me down. They don't let me grow. I feel like I'm a caged animal in a beautiful gilded cage, but I'm still in a cage. I need to step away and out of that in order to grow. And so I tend to watch things like that. And believe it or not, Levi, I tend to also watch a lot of movies involving the books in the Bible, etc. Because they always have a message. And even if I've watched it before, like last night I was watching Ruth and, things like this. It's just something that calls to me. But everyone has to do whatever it is in their life that gives them pleasure or gives them knowledge or experience, right? In a positive. Because remember, even evil people can give us experience and knowledge. I don't want to act like that person. I never want to be like that person. And I don't want to hang out with people like that, because what you hang with is what you are. Remember that. The 10 of Cups, guys. So the Ace of Cups is coming along with the 10 of Cups. And again, I can't overemphasize that for many, it's going to be a partner, a human partner. But for some people, it might just be you, yourself, and God. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. For some of you, it'll be you, yourself, and God and a pet. You, yourself, and God and grandchildren. You, yourself, and God and, I don't know, some kind of ministry. For me, you guys know that I've watched this channel before, that my ministry, what's on my heart right now, let me see if I can grab it without knocking it down, is Mikasa. Okay, Mikasa, which is a It's an organization for children. See, that's not it. I had it here. Oh, it's on the opposite side. I'm so silly. So Mikasa is an organization for children that need advocates to go to court with them or for them. And they go there to lend their support and to listen to the court and what it is that the findings are. And so they need advocates. So this channel has been given the opportunity to not work with them per se, because I'm not affiliated with this organization. However, I choose that whatever you give to this channel, however money that I earn, some of it goes to Mikasa for that. And these are battered children, children in need. But also not only Mikasa that I've been giving to, but also St. Jude's for children, the children that are born with cancers. So what is your mission? Because let's face it, guys, if we're going to talk about God and Christ, let's face it, let's be real. If you're claiming that you're a Christian or whatnot, what is your mission? Why are you here? What are you giving back to humanity? What are you doing? What are you doing? You've got your feet here in this suit, in this hologram we wear while we walk around. Because remember, when you're in spirit, you can't do that. You're in spirit, you're around everyone, but you can't necessarily influence their life as you can when you're in human flesh. So do something with your life, do something great for others, share yourself, spread yourself around in a beautiful way. 7 of Cups. So some of you dream of your tomorrow with somebody special, and that's beautiful too, because you can't just think about love and not do it and always work. There has to be work-life balance, guys. That's what I'm being told. And as I say that, the 7 of Wands, to me, this is my balance card, because on 6, that's a balance. But 7, it's an endeavor always to be in balance, especially for the Libra. And here we go, work, always thinking of work, like I said. How can I make more money? Where can I make more money? And that's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. You should have ambition. You should definitely have ambition. But make sure you're also playing and resting as well. Look at that. You're always dreaming about what your life could be in the future and how you're going to enjoy. Again, they're telling me for those that are getting ready to retire or that are nearing retirement age. I myself am, and early retirement anyway. And I'm so looking forward to it, because believe it or not, I'm preaching to the choir here, but I'm also one of those that has to pay attention to what they're thinking, because I'm thinking of retiring, guys, and I'm always thinking, what can I do after I retire? What kind of job can I have? So do you see what I'm talking about? God does want us to gain funds, money to make our life easier, right? Always. But at the same time, please make sure you're resting. Please make sure that you're also spreading yourself, your beautiful spirit, grace others with it. Bless them with that, okay? There you go. Yes. And let me tell you, Princess Erica, that is also something that's been on my heart as well, is to help women that, like in battered women's shelters, let's say. I used to give to the, there's a shelter in San Antonio in Texas where I'm from. And one year I bought a bunch of teddy bears for Christmas, and I put them in a bunch of trash bags, right? The black ones. And I put bows on them, and that was their gift to each and every child that was there. Anything like that, that's going to brighten somebody's life, that's going to give to others in a way. And I always tell you, because I know, please don't hit the messenger, like a bullseye on the forehead. Don't hate me when I'm saying give to others. I don't necessarily mean your money. If you can't give your money, don't. Give an hour or two here or there when you can. Give a quilt, a blanket, a coat to a homeless person. Do those small things. Do those small things. When I do go to church, I'll go to a Catholic church, to a cathedral, and I'll put money in the money box for no reason. If they don't have candles, or if they do have candles, I put money in the money box. Nice. Well, I hope that he has a wonderful time, Erica. And tell him to, I don't know, send pictures. send pictures and share his vacation with us at a later time when he comes back. But nonetheless, you know, do something unselfish for someone else, a perfect stranger that you literally don't even know. That's when it's beautiful, because you know, you should not expect a thank you even. God will bless you, I promise you. And that's the other thing that I have encountered in my life numerous times, where I give to one person and it comes back tenfold blessing that I never asked for a return on that, but it comes from somewhere else. And that's the beautiful thing, is when you don't think about it, you just give it. You are going into a lot of processes where your higher self is in demand. For some of you, it will be doing things like I do here on this channel, or counseling people. It could even be someone that's a psychologist or a psychiatrist that needs to, or a social worker that needs to have their faculties about them in order to counsel people. But it could also be someone that's going into meditation, or that's learning meditation at a deeper level. You never know. You never know. Yes, tithing. And that's what I do with Mikasa and with the St. Jude's Children organization, is that's my form of tithing, if you will. And here you have the 5 of Wands, and they're saying it's a good thing that you have a good mind, but stop thinking in the worrisome all the time. You're always worried with the 5 of Wands. And here you have the Page of Swords, because you always feel like somebody's setting you up for failure. While we know that somebody is trying to set you up for failure, those that resonated with the earlier message at work, don't let them win. That's the whole thing. That's the whole message of today. Don't let them win. Here you have a King of Cups that's got their eye on you, Libra. And Libra comes out. And there is a change. That's the Death card. There's a change that's coming in the Hierophant. You know, for some of you, I'm going to say something, Libra. Some of you, somebody's already got their eye on you. Somebody already has their eye on you. I don't think that you're watching out. I don't think you realize that somebody's got an eye on you. You have the Ace of Wands here as well. Somebody's thinking about you, Libra. And you have the Ace of Wands to the Queen of Wands. Very interesting energy here. Very interesting energy. And you're the Star. You have some people that think very fondly of you at work. You have some people in general that are friends that think very highly of you. Don't think that everybody wants to stick a dagger in your back, because it's not that way. Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody. But you feel that way. Ooh, for some of you, there is a tower that someone will experience very soon. It's only a matter of time. You see that with the 2 of coins, almost at once, the 2 of coins. But you're not going to experience, for some of you thinking you're going to end up losing your job, I don't believe you're going to lose your job. As a matter of fact, before the end of the year, or going into early parts of this next year, your finances will increase. Again, with the Knight of Swords, I'm telling you, something coming in super fast. Now, I'm not going to say you're not being scrutinized, because even to give you, hi Gloria, awesome sauce. Please have fun for all of us, because that's the whole reason to go on vacation, right? You don't go to work, hopefully. I was about to say that you are being looked at, but just like the people that are looking at you to scrutinize and to cause you hiccups, bumps in the road, cause you to trip. But on this angle, they're telling me it's not for that. They are seeing your energy. They are seeing your work. They are seeing your worth. And they are seeing that that you try hard. Whatever it is you work at, you do a good job. You have the 6 of Cups coming in. Why is the 6 of Cups coming in? With somebody that's in the 2 of Swords. All I can say about that before I turn over the next card is Libra. When people are coming back towards you and they have this negative energy already on them, that's kind of a red flag, isn't it? It's kind of a, oh, don't go that direction. Don't go down that road with this person again. Because if they're already left you, and they probably were in the 2 of Swords with you before, meaning that they didn't know which way to go with you, or they didn't have direction with you, with the relationship, or they already had problems in their life where you had to deal with that along with them. And they're coming back in the same energy or worse. Oh, Lord. They are asking you for patience, so, and asking you to have strength where this person's concerned. It is a choice that you have to make. It's the Lover's card. Lord God. For some of you, it'll come back right, they're saying. They'll come back around different. They'll come back around salvos. They're saying in Spanish, salvos. So their spirit will be changed. They'll be healthier. They'll be healthier with their thought process. They'll be healthier with the way they look at life. They'll be healthier with the way that they looked at the relationship from before. The growth will be minimal. It's going to be small. It's not going to be fast, but at least it'll be there for some of you. You have the Knight of Wands. What has to happen between you and this person? Because there's a lot of fiery passion. You see her drum? You see it's on fire as she plays it? There's a lot of fire and passion between you and this person. That cannot be denied. But there's conversations that need to be had as well. Here we have the Three of Wands. Should I embark? Should I step through the doorway or not? Should I or shouldn't I? Will I feel this massive regret, the Nine of Swords, if I don't? King of Wands. And for a lot of you, it doesn't matter whether it's a male or female that you let go of. If they were coming in as the King of Wands and they were balanced and they wanted to have a good relationship with you, it wouldn't matter that they're the King of Wands. However, for some of you, you feel like they're coming in as the Nine of Swords energy, giving you problems or bringing you heaviness to your life, and their behavior is that of the King of Wands. If they're coming in as the King of Wands, again, that's a big player. And I know they always say, hate the game, don't hate the player, hate the game. But this person will always come towards you in this energy. You see that? You see that energy? You see the strings? This is the person, your cross watcher, the person that maybe is on your mind, or the person you haven't spoken to for a while. And those strings are also pulling them, but they don't realize that they're the ones more than towards you that are being manipulated by the devil. That devil kind of energy, that lust, that passion, but it's more sexual lust, temptation type of energy than anything. And while every one of us can feel flattered that someone thinks about us like that or feels towards us like that, right? That we are a temptation sexually for them, that other person. But at the same time, is that all you want from life? Is to be somebody's temptation? I don't know. And do you want that person to be manipulated by the devil and then they're manipulating you through the devil as well? I don't know about you, Libra, but I've washed my hands of that kind of person, and I don't want anything to do with that kind of person. And I hope you'll be strong enough to also feel the same for yourself. For some of you, you will have the Six of Wands energy coming your way. You see how the spotlight's on her? Yeah, because she will have won her fight over the lower passions, as they say, the people that are always being run by their lower passions and instead saving themselves for something better. All I can tell you is this, because I cannot make choices for you, Libra, okay? That would be taking away your free will. But all I can tell you is this person doesn't seem to be good for you, because if that's all they're coming to offer you, I've always said you can get somebody for just sex on any street corner. You know, there's prostitutes on every corner if you really want. And OnlyFans exist now, and all the porn sites exist. So you can put yourself on Craigslist. I mean, you name it, and we've got it nowadays, right? In the profane way. All I'm trying to say is if that's all they want with you, why don't they go pay for sex with someone? and get their gratification that way? Are they chinsy with their money? Son codos, como dicen en español. Son codos, that they don't want to spend their money and they use you because it's free sex. What is it? What is it? Are they that passionate about you? Again, thank you, but no thank you. Be careful, Libra. Be careful, because if the person only wants sex with you, they can always go looking for that elsewhere. The bottom of the deck, again, with the sorrow. We don't want the sorrows. As someone asked coming in, no, we don't necessarily want the sorrows, okay? So here we are with a different deck. Spirit, financially, how's their money gonna be, please? And thank you. Money for Libra, money for Libra, money for Libra, please, and thank you. And in case you guys don't know, this is from the Stanley Hotel. You know, where The Shining was made, although it was made at 2 different hotels. But if you ever go to the Stanley and you believe in the metaphysics, you believe in the supernatural, I have film that is in the cloud. Maybe one day I'll post it, because I have so many pictures and everything. It's hard for me to go backwards and get that and post it, but maybe I will post it on this channel. Let me tell you something. The experiences that I had there and the apparitions that I saw, wow. Wow. And I wasn't supposed to be filming, so that's another reason why I've never put it on. But let me tell you, the experiences that I had were phenomenal. You'd probably freak out if I showed it to you. So maybe one day soon I'll post it. Maybe once we reach our 5,000, which we're very close to. Or maybe, maybe for the 5,000. Once we reach 5,000 subscribers. So, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so that you can also hit the hype so this video can process through and others can watch it. But nonetheless, let's go back to this reading. Again, for some of you, they're telling me changing up the storyline just a little bit. For some of you, you're going through a hard time in a relationship or a marriage. You're having the 9 of Wands sitting here. A lot of truths have come out lately for those that are in a permanent relationship of sorts, and you're not necessarily liking those truths. So the Knight of Swords is coming out with the Empress. And that's the energy you're coming out in. And that's Libra, Venus, and an Earth sign. If you're in your Aries right now, you're going through a lot of hard times. You feel, for those that are in a marriage that's loveless, or they told me pitiful, sorry to say it that way, you're going through a hard time where you're experiencing the 10 of Wands. The person that you're with, you thought that they were going to be stable, not only financially, emotionally, that they were going to have a lot of stability in the house and the home, and that they were going to be a good influence on children that you possibly had, on you, on yourself, on your marriage. But you're thinking about someone else. You're thinking about either a Libra, or you're thinking about an air sign who is very wise and said, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. So there is a walking away here, or a thinking of walking away very soon with the 8 of Cups to make an offer elsewhere. For those that are thinking of walking away from a marriage or a relationship, hi Liz, think about it this way. Don't go and offer something you don't have yet. Once you walk away from this person that you're thinking of walking away from, then you can go offer your love, your companionship, your body to others. But if you don't have anything to offer that person yet, because you haven't walked away from a relationship, don't do that. Yes. Yes. So, again, if it was me and someone came towards me and offered something, but I know that they were married before or in a permanent living relationship with someone, the first thing that's going to come out of my mouth is, have you left them? Or are you still living with them? Right? Because, I mean, I don't know. That is just, to me, that's confusion on their part. Confusing you, because you may want those people. You may want them with all your heart. But if they don't have anything to offer you that's concrete, why go there again? It's only going to put mud in the water. It's only going to put mud in the water again. So this offer is coming to you with the Four of Cups. And they're telling me to tell you, but Libra, there is something here. I do want to offer you something. Oh, Libra. But here we go with the Seven of Swords. So how concrete is that? The Seven of Swords is a clandestine type of meeting or situation. So here we go, trying to be put back into a triangle. And maybe some of you got out of a triangle because that's not you. That's not your cup of tea, or that's not what kind of person you are. And maybe possibly you lend yourself to these situations because it just happened. And that's okay. No judgment here. And God's not judging you either. But know that if this person can't straighten out, then it's not going to go well. It's not going to go anywhere. So again, are they willing to talk to you? Because here we have a Page of Wands. Are we willing to really grow something? Because for some of you, when it was growing, then it ended. You see that? You see that little bit of growth right there that he's got in front of him? For some of you, it was growing a little bit, and then it ended. So the Wheel of Fortune is coming out here to tell you it's an uphill battle with this person. It's an uphill battle with this person. And that's not the bad part. Because when you really love somebody, you're willing to go through things with them, right? You are. I mean, it shows it here. That if they offered you something substantial, because that's the Hierophant, that you would literally, you'd go the distance with them. You see that? Six of Wands. But you're always waiting. Is it time? Is it time? Waiting at a threshold. Is it time? Is it my turn? Do I go? Is the light green? Did the ticket come up? Is it my number? Is it my turn to walk through? Do I walk through? What's going to happen if I walk through? Are we walking forward together? Or am I walking backwards, back into your life, only to find that, no, nothing's shifted. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I don't want that. And for some of you, you see that? Because they just bring you sorrow. For some of you, you've changed so much, they wouldn't even recognize you if they had you in front of them. And I don't mean physically, because we can change physically, right? We can, beautify ourselves, lose weight, gain weight, grow hair, shorten our hair, changing our hairstyles, changing the way that we dress, our clothing, or even the people who we hang around with. But I'm saying, you yourself, your person has changed. Some things that you used to accept are no longer acceptable. The way that maybe you would carry yourself before, or maybe I'm the first one to raise my hand. I had no boundaries. I would tell people no. But at the instant that I was supposed to put those boundaries in place, it was more like a no than a no. And you have to have boundaries because people will walk all over you. Again, this person for me is someone from your past. Be very, very careful, Libra, because if you're not careful, they're going to drag you backwards into the life with them. But the problem is, they don't stay. They don't stay. They didn't walk away from the other person, so they're not going to stay. As much as they say they're bringing something new. Because here we go. See the sun? But I am bringing something. I am bringing something. There's your security, Libra. I am. Have patience with me, Libra. I am bringing something. Okay. If they can show you for 3 months at least, a steady 3 months, that this is me. This is the new me, Libra. This is the trust you can put in me. I'm not the same either, Libra. I've grown. I've changed, Libra. I want something different with you this time, Libra. I don't want to give you a hard time or heartache, or I don't want to mess up your life the way I've messed up mine. I'm going to show you who I really am this time, and I'm going to give you the reason of why you should stay, why you should come back. If they can stay and remain the same consistent person for at least 3 months straight, then that's something. But if they come in speaking the beautiful language of love, amore, and then they don't do it, 2 days later, 3 days later, 3 weeks later, they're back to normal again. And the normal is not a good normal, Libra. The normal is, I'm back to being hot and cold. I'm a runner. You're the chaser. You have to reach out to me because I don't reach out to you. You text me and I may or may not text you back. I might text you, but it's only when I want my jollies. Oh, it happened 2 days in a row? Oh yeah, Libra. I reached out to you 2 days in a row. And now I haven't seen you in months. Yeah, no. That's not the type of energy you need around you, Libra, because you grew for a reason. So don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. For others, there's a different story. For others, there's somebody that is trying to come towards you, but you want the old one. The old one. See that change? That's a tower. There's a time frame going on there. For some of you, there's new love that has come around you, but it looks like it's somebody you don't pay attention to. It looks like somebody that you're not that into, so you don't pay attention to maybe the advances or the desire to go out with you or the friendliness. You're not even interested, or you're so closed off because of the past that you're not even paying attention to the fact that there is somebody here that is trying to talk to you, trying to get into your life, but you're not interested. And that's because you're still healing. For the most part, it's because you're still healing. What God doesn't want you to do, what Spirit says don't do, please don't do, is don't compare the new to the old. There's always going to be something about the old person that's going to draw you or that drew you in to begin with. There's going to be je ne sais quoi, some quality or something they did or their character that you liked about them. So don't, even sex Spirit is saying, so don't compare the old with the new, because there's never going to be a comparison. And you're never going to get into another relationship, for some of you out there that are looking but are being extremely picky because you want them to be exactly like the person that left. Hi, Mary. They're not going to be exactly like the person that left you behind or you left behind. They're just not, because nobody's a carbon copy. Everybody's unique. Look for, instead, for God, ask God to bring you a person with these qualities that you can resonate with, somebody that you know that you will feel sexual energy towards, or that you will feel a pulling towards, and not somebody that just comes and you feel absolutely nothing for or towards. Because then God will just bring you good people. Bring me a good person. Okay, well, here comes, and they look crazy, right? You're like, I'm not remotely interested in that person, because whether it's their look, their clothes, or I don't know. God, what were you thinking? Well, you said, send me a good person, doggone it. I sent you a good person. Yeah, God, but they're like 80 years old and I'm 30. What were you thinking, God? Well, you said, send me a good person. So again, be very, very specific with God, because God will bring you what you want, but make it more than make him a nice person, okay? Thank you, Mary. Messages, the Ace of Wands there. I'm telling you, look towards the new year, guys. Oh, we've got to do a New Year's reading. We definitely do. We've got to do a New Year's reading, guys. Because, yeah, we're almost there. Today's the 21st. We've got 10 days. 10 days to this month, 10 days to this year. So we need a New Year's reading big time, okay? Let's do that next. You have, my gosh, you have the Fool and you have the Ace of Wands together. For some of you, leaving a person behind, love-wise, romantic-wise, it's going to lead to happiness. Maybe they were dead weight. And I hate to say it that way, right? Because we're all humans or having a human experience. But some people were pulling you backwards. During the comments, you can just put in there that you'd like a reading and I can reach out to you, and then I can give you my email, or you can go to the old readings. They will always have my email, honey, for my information in there, how to get in touch with me. But this person that you left behind, it's almost like, have you seen the ankle weights, guys? You know, especially in the 80s and 90s, I was guilty of that. I would walk around with my ankle weights while I was walking around the park a few times, doing my 2 miles. It was almost like that. Like when you released this person, as much as you might have loved this person or been in love with this person, when you released them, you felt like the weight of the world was also relieved. And I feel like some of you felt guilty about letting this go. Almost like, if I really loved them, why did I let it go? Why would I let it go? I will. Why would I let that go? The only thing is, Miss Mary, when unfortunately, I don't know why YouTube does it, when I'm on a live or anybody on a live, we don't see your information after that. So you can send it. Do you have paper? If you don't have paper and a pen, I'll give you a few minutes to go get it and I'll tell you how to reach me. It's like saying, if I really was in love with this person, why on God's green earth would I have let them go? But your common sense kicked in, your higher self kicked in, and your archangels of light and source, Jesus, kicked in. Why would you want to hurt yourself, child? Why? Why? Let this person go. They don't want you the way you want to be wanted. They don't love you the way you want to be loved. They're not in love with you, which is necessary for any romantic relationship to flourish. Let them go. And as soon as you did, you get the Fool card, you get the Ace of Wands, and you get the 10 of Cups, or 9 of Cups, I should say. So that's a bittersweet, isn't it? It's a bittersweet because it's like, if I would have known letting the person go, I would have been able to get ahead in life. My energy would have changed instantly. If I would have poured into me, love-wise and health-wise and mental health-wise, you mean my life would have changed that much faster? Some people are not meant to be in your life. They drag you down. And I was talking right now to one of you lovely people in reference to giving to different organizations. And one of them was Battered Women's Shelter. Hi, Manuel. How are you doing? Hi from Chicago, from the Windy City. And one of them was the Battered Women's Shelter, because I myself, along with many, many women or even men, have experienced being battered. And you give to those organizations, but it still doesn't dawn on you, even if you've gone through it, that this is a form of abuse too. So be careful with that. So here you go. Nice. Thank you for that information, Manuel. So here you go. It's Victoria, and that's the only thing that's capitalized. Victoria Violet Sebastian at gmail.com. So again, Victoria Violet Sebastian at gmail.com. That's how you can reach me, okay? You can reach out to me and we can set something up for your reading. See? Profane love or godly, divine love. That's good for us. And like I said, no, you don't have to accept a brown paper bag, guys. That's not what it's about. I'm not one of those. Do you guys remember the church lady from SNL? Could it be that Satan made you do it? You know, it's not about being religious or anything like that, or that you have to be so good that God is going to grant you things. No. But what hurts you cannot possibly be good for you. What hurts you can't possibly be good for you. So just think about it. That again, don't compare apples to oranges. Don't compare someone from your past to someone that's coming in your future, because this person from your past, if you keep letting them in, it's like a stray dog or cat. If you keep putting the food out, they're just going to keep coming back. They're just going to keep coming back. Work you. They're going to work you. They're going to work you. You're always going to wonder what could be, what could have been. Should I have given more time? Should I have made more effort? Should I have stuck around? Should I have given more years? Should I have tried again and again and again? How many times is the right time amount? How many times until I can walk away without feeling guilt? The truth is, if you're a good person, you're going to feel guilt. I don't care if you've been with them a year or a day, or 10 years or 20 years. It doesn't matter. Walking away for a good person will always feel wrong, because you're going to be the one that has the guilt trip. You're the one that's going to feel like you're doing something wrong, when it's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that you feel like you gave up on them. But really, there wasn't an us to give up on. An us would have denoted that this person had stated you and they had a label. You were their boyfriend, their girlfriend. You were their husband, their wife. You were the partner for life. And if nothing like that ever happened, then what was it that you were giving up on? Or if they, let's say that they did tell you that you were something. They gave you the ultimate label of marriage, let's say. But then they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Their end of the deal. Their end of the contract. Because a marriage is a contract. Remember, you can only end it through a divorce. What do you have to go? It's a rigmarole. You go through a divorce by going through a lawyer or going through a court, which then goes before a judge, which then stamps it with their little name that says you are now severed. So if they didn't keep their end of the bargain but gave you an ultimate of marriage, then what did you give up on? What did you give up on? Your end of the bargain? Okay. So of course you're going to feel guilty. Either way, you're going to feel guilty, Libra. That's what Libras do. We have feelings to the point to where any other sign can, we can bleed onto them. And sometimes we can get into relationships, Libra, and feel like I have enough love inside of me for both of us. But then that means that from the get-go, you saw the warning signs and you ignored them, Libra, because your loving heart wanted so badly to heal them, so badly to love the hurt, love whatever tragedy they went through as a child or in another relationship, or just them brooding. Because we always want to heal the people that we're in love with or that we love. But it doesn't mean that we can actually heal them. It just means we want to heal them. So be careful with the feeling guilt of walking away to heal yourself, okay? There is an ending coming here, or an ending that's been wanting to happen for a long, long time for that person that's in your background, Libra. Here we see 7 of Wands, plans that may fail, because the truth is they'd like to come towards you for a new beginning. Here we have the Knight of Coins, very slow motion, very slow going. But I told you there's a divorce, there's a split there that wants to happen between this person and someone else. They want to come in with emotional intelligence, but it's a mixture. Should I be warm and someone that's giving, or should I be in the King of Swords energy, which is cold and logical? Should I offer a small cup of love with the Knight of Cups? Thinking, over time, thinking with the 7 of Cups. Should I come in as a friend? Should I come in as a man? Should I come in as more than a friend? I mean, this person is overanalyzing. And you'll know this person because they front money or things of influence. They're very, look at me, look what I have. That's how you know who I'm talking about. Queen of Coins, 4 of Swords, and 5 of Wands. The person that they're trying to end things with is in a lot of regret. With the 5 of Wands there, they have a lot of, when they tend to talk to one another, they tend to fight more than anything. But there's new life for both of them. One of them with the Ace of Coins and the other one is the Ace of Wands. So they're thinking about it in a separate way. Like, I'm going to my room, or I'm going to my side of the house, and you go to your corner, whatever. You know how people say when they fight. And they're tending to think about all these things. And they both know that they need to start a new life somewhere else. And both wanting to find love. And in a sneaky way. So I'm going to say something that's going to freak all of you guys out. So these two people that are about to get a divorce, or have been contemplating a divorce for quite a while now, they both know that they need to find a new way of life, their life in a different direction from each other, start a new life without each other. And they both secretly are longing for love. So both of them are cheating on each other. May or may not be with you, Libra, but both of them are cheating with each other, trying to find love. And both of them are in thought about their finances and the fact that they have to move. They have to relocate somewhere to find happiness, because that's what both of them think, that they have to find happiness. But you know, happiness comes eventually. Happiness is not like ready-made, unless you've known somebody for quite a while and they suddenly change on you for the positive. But remember what I said. That person has to hold that energy at least for 3 months or more for you to say, okay, yeah, I'm safe now. I'm safe. This person has changed. This person is different. They're not the same way anymore. I can trust them now, and now I can relax and just let myself be in this relationship with ease. But it's funny because I've never seen that. Every time I read in Helga or Ramon, which are our resident cross watchers, karmic wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, they've never said that before. They've never said it's time to separate and find different lives. We both have to find different lives, and we both are thinking about finding a love. So that's very interesting to me, because some dynamics are changing within that relationship itself for them to be coming out that way. So here we have the Knight. Here we have the Knight of Wands sitting pretty, because they think that you are a potential for a relationship. So they will be reaching out to you here. This, for some of you, is fated, meaning they had to go through all of that they released in order to be happy, or in order to see things in a different way. My phone is about on 10, so I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to end soon, but I want to keep going as long as I can. When this finishes, it finishes. I'll come back later if I can, and we're going to do our New Year's reading. So possibly it's 5:25 today, p.m. Eastern time. So this is probably going to be around, I want to say 8:30 p.m. I'll come back and we'll do our New Year's reading, okay? Please hit the bell button and hit all so you know when I'm back, so you can get your New Year's reading as well. And yes, you're welcome, Manuel, and people like Manuel that are Cancers or Geminis or Aquarius, it doesn't matter. Come back. I'm sure that if you resonate with anything I say, then it's your channel, okay? Finding the fortitude to go forward, because some of this is faded. This is you, Libra. That is the Queen of Swords along with the King of Wands coming out again. But you know, there's things that may not, you may be at odds with this person and not fit like this with this person. And the reason is because they keep telling me conversations, true conversations, the truth needs to be spoken about. If you cannot speak genuinely with this person, if this person shuts you down as soon as you start talking or wanting to have a conversation where they have to feel uncomfortable, they don't have to, but they feel uncomfortable and they don't want to talk. So if it feels uncomfortable enough for them not to want to talk and they don't speak to you, you're never going to get to the bottom of things. You're never going to get to a real starting place where you guys can grow together as a couple. But he does or she does know that whatever it is they have with you, even if they don't see eye to eye with you necessarily all the time, there's an unbreakable bond there. But their thoughts are always on their security, on their finances. Yours is always on marriage and coming together as a couple. The thing that they need to do first is they need to release the old, because there cannot be a new. So here we have the Hangman. The Hangman is coming out to say, yeah, nothing can go forward. Nothing can be had from this situation because they're not making a move. So the road to the good harvest has to be done, but for there to be growth, there needs to be a release. Again, this person is feeling like I can't even be in anybody's life long term if my finances are not sound. So right now they're thinking of growing their finances. And you only wish and want for good times, beautiful times, times that are pleasant, times that you come together and have harmony and peace between you two. But there's a tragic ending here. There's a tragic ending. There's a divorce. And so they think about you, but then they think about their life. They think about the mess that their life is. And you know, the mess they've made of their life, they should be cleaning it up. Hi, June. How are you doing? Yeah, please don't say things like that and come on this channel. Okay, June? Sorry. It's just not something we're going to do. But nonetheless, they have to get through it. You cannot be a crutch to them. If they're going to change their life and not have the same life partner, Helga or Ramon have to go bye-bye, then they have to go bye-bye. And that's just the way it is. So financial losses, changes is what they're concerned with if they finally do release that person. But they know that there's way too many arguments right now. They're not getting better. As a matter of fact, folks, I can tell you by the readings, if you really watch the readings that are on my channel, which you can go back 3 months, a year, etc. This has been going on in the background for a while, that they've been fighting and they know it's time to let go, but they're both stubborn and don't want to release each other. And I'm going to tell you, it's the money. It's not the love that keeps them together. Positive changes is what they're looking towards with this wife or husband situation. But they're at a crossroads, guys, because they know there's no way to build a life together, but it's like watching the tower card, right? We can see everything is falling apart, but we have two people that are trying to catch the stones that are falling onto the ground and trying to rebuild as fast as everything's falling, rebuilding, putting it back together. It's not going to happen. It's just going to keep crumbling down. It's going to keep going and going. And it's all in rubble, and rubble's all around them, and they still don't get a clue, because these people think that at one time they were soulmates, that they were kindred spirits. But the kindred spirit is with the Queen of Cups, as we've been seeing all along. Move my hair. What do you want to... Why do you guys keep telling me to move my hair? I keep telling you it's the static cling. I have a lot of electricity in my hands. Watch the video, the short I put on for Chi, C-H-I. You are coming across as the Queen of Cups because that's their soulmate. And that's cutting through the bullshit to tell the truth. That's the truth. That's not their soulmate, but they're still in this hangman energy, Libra. Knight of Swords, King of Coins. Family is supposed to stay together. But it's not. It's not meant to be. It's supposed to die. The natural order of the relationship that this person that you're estranged from, that you're away from, is going through and has been going through is a 10 of Swords. No matter how you slice or dice it, Spirit keeps telling us it's not meant to be. That is not your soulmate, cross watcher, but they're so freaking stubborn. Even though every day they go out of their way to hurt each other's feelings, even though every day it just keeps getting worse and worse, they stick through it. This is just a horrible example of what a marriage or a committed relationship should look like. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So Libra, this has been your reading. It's been a hodgepodge of everything under the sun. Yes. Yes, it is an empire built on BS, because it's more like Legos. You're building a fake empire. You're building a fake life. It's not for real. Nobody is doing anything that's real. Before everybody, it looks like, you know, like, have you ever seen the magazines where the man and the woman are looking into each other's eyes with longing and passion, and they're so happy? They're actors, people. They're actors. They're not real. That's not reality. And so the people that I'm picking up on today, the Helga or Ramon that are with this cross watcher, they're playing a part in a movie, in their own movie, and they've written the script. And for the outside, let's give them a show. Let's let them see that this is a beautiful relationship we're in, and let them envy having a relationship like ours, because this is beautiful. And nobody has a beautiful life like us. We have the money, we have the kids, we have the house, we have the dogs, we have the cats, we have the 2-car garage, we've got the motorcycles, the limousines, or whatever, the Mercedes, the Beamers, the whatever. We have it all. I have the fashion. I have all the rings you've bought me. I do my hair every day. So what? Your house is a house of cards. It's falling apart. And nobody, cross watcher, envies your life. Even if you can buy 2 sticks of butter for $39, it's not an enviable life. It's a pitiful life that you're choosing to stay in a relationship where the person does not love you. They love your money. They love what you can make with your hands and your intellect and bring home to them. They don't let you go because they don't want to let go of your bank account. That's the real story here. And it's sad. So Libra, don't go back to that. Don't go back to that. Because this is someone who wants you because of your flesh. Like the people that keep telling me to move my hair. They want to see your flesh. That's what they want. They want you for your flesh. They want the other person because this is my trophy husband or wife. This is the image I want to present to the world. And it doesn't matter that behind the scenes, Helga or Ramon is beating the crap out of me every day, making me cry, making me feel some kind of way, making me feel so low, making me feel like I'm not a man or I'm not a woman. I'm not enough. It doesn't matter, because so long as the world sees the facade that I want them to see, that's all that I care about. That's sad, guys. That's why you should pity them and not hate them. Because that's the life that they're building or have built. And just be happy and glad that you're not part of that as well. I'll be back at around 8:30, guys, so we can do our yearly reading. You know, let's see what God has in store for us for the year of 2026. I've got to put some juice in the phone because it is on empty now. And at any minute, it's going to hang up on us all. We'll be disconnected. So love you guys. I'll be back at 8:30 Eastern time. That's 3 hours from now. Set your bell to the all so you know when I'm coming back, especially for my Libras, for my air signs. And like I said, if this channel called to you and you're not an air sign, but you felt like this was a reading that called to you or resonated with you, then come back and let's see what is coming for 2026. Okay? Much love. Bye, guys. Take care.